Hi guys, how's it going? Chris Graham here for We Love Betting. Looking at Polish football this week, but there's no games, Chris. Yeah, of course there's no games, but I'm looking at the outright betting and see if there's anything I can glean, anything I can pick up, any value I can detect as we get to the 1/3 of the season gone mark, which is kicking in now. Anyway, I breeze through this very quickly. If you followed my video last week, I'm pretty happy with that. Zagvembe let the side in big time. Typically I tweeted about it on Friday night and everyone backed it at 15-4. But Vidsev Wuch did win it 19-10. I was quite pleased with that. They won 4-1 as well. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I'm just going to kick on here. I've got bets that I like in the relegation market. And I've got two to talk about. Two relegation picks at this stage of the season. If you look at the relegation betting at the moment, Paul Biskidze on top of that at 3-10 in the betting. That's a very, very silly price. If you're backing that, you need help. They're bottom of the table with 8 points, but they're survivors, Paul Biskidze. They survive. They did it last season. I think they'll do it again this year. Corona and Zagvembe are next on 9 points. Corona are next in the betting at 6-4 to go down. And then Vidsev Wuch, who are up in 12th on 11 points, are next in the betting at 2-1. Two teams get relegated in Ekstraklasa this season. And none of those top three catch my eye. Two do at fairly decent prices. I want to tell you about it. And the first of them is Zawiza. Zawiza Bajgocek. I just call him Zawiza because it just saves a lot of time and embarrassment. Zawiza, for me, 5-1 are just a huge price, far too big. They're fourth bottom of the table at the moment, just 1 point off the relegation zone. Why are they 5-1, people? I didn't get that at all, you know. Two go down, and they're right in the thicket. And they're 5-1 to go down. This is a team were promoted last season. They're a new club in Ekstraklasa. To be fair, they've done quite well since they've come up. They've done all right. But 5-1 is too big. Look at the goals they've scored this season. Just 7. That's the worst in the league. Only 7 goals scored. Would you believe that? It took them at the 7th week of the season to record a victory. And they've lost to Paul Biskidze, who are bottom of the table, at home in week 5. They've struggled, that has to be said. And now they've lost 2 games in a row as well. Corona Kielka beat them on Friday night on their home turf, Zawiza's home turf. And that was the first time a team had lost to Corona on their home turf for 18 months in Ekstraklasa. That's a shameful statistic, and that statistic belongs to Zawiza, and that's why I think 5-1 is just a too big a price for this side, who can definitely get sucked into the relegation zone. And I'm backing that at the weekend without any doubt. Tell you what else I'm backing at a big price: 19-1 for Lechia Dansk to get relegated. That's worth looking at. It's worth, for me, I'll be chucking 2, 3, 5, maybe 10 quid at that at the weekend. They got off to a flyer this season, 3 wins and 2 draws in their opening 5 matches. They were top of the table at the end of September, but they haven't won since. And you might think, oh, that's why you're just jumping on a bandwagon there, Chris, aren't you? Well, no, because personally, I don't think this side have been much caught in the whole of 2013, never mind the last 4 weeks. They sold their best player, Abdulrazak Traore, last Christmas, and I just think they've been a shadow of the side since then. They were top 5 in Ekstraklasa last Christmas. No title contenders, but certainly a team that could finish in the top 3 even. He's gone, and they've never looked the same since. Their spring round form in the new year was poor, just 3 wins out of 15. They dropped to 12th place in the table. They got a couple of late wins at the end there to push them up to 8th in the table. But they're a shadow of the side they were this time last year. And if you look at their form this season, they've lost 3-0 to Wisla Krakow. Krakow, notorious for no scoring goals, where they scored 3 against Lechia. And on Sunday they were beaten 4-1 by Vidsev Wuch. I told you about that, didn't I? They were beaten 4-1 by Vidsev Wuch. That's a poor result. Although I backed Vidsev Wuch and told you that I was backing Vidsev Wuch, I didn't expect them to win 4-1, that's for sure. So we look at all that, we ping that all together, and I just think 19-1 is too big a price. Definitely, I can see them getting sucked into the relegation dogfight. They will get sucked in if their winless run continues. and it's very, very competitive at the bottom of the table this year with like Paul Biskidze, survivors, like I said. Corona starting to get wins now away from home. Zagvembe, a team I really rate, they can get sucked in here. 19-1. Well, man, I just have to back that. So my 2, it's no half-term report, it's sort of, 1/3 of the term way through the Polish season report. 2 bets. I'm backing at the weekend for relegation. Zawiza by Godchek at 5-1 and Lechia Dansk at 19-1. See you later.